Welcome back to Day 1. Project Zomboid's Day 1 mod is many things. Peaceful is not one of them. Combine the chaos of Day 1 with the high-rise hell of Raven Creek, and suddenly you have a really bad day coming your way. Our run starts with us trying to clear out the building we've spawned in. Why? Because this is a horrible place to stay in. After going down the stairs, I take out some zombies camping the hallway, and then watch a non-taxpayer get assassinated by the IRS. Then we go down a set of stairs, and another one, and now we're at ground level. Zombies were swamping one of the exits, so we had to take a slight detour and exited the building from the back. Needless to say, we ran in the opposite direction. If you couldn't tell, I increased the zombie population this time. That makes this event even more horrifying. Anyways, we kept on running. Not sure where to, but during the first day you really can't afford to stay still for too long. Here you see me breaking into private property. Longtime viewers of the channel will already know where I learned this technique. I then exit out the back of the house, only to break into another house, where I promptly have a f***ing heart attack. The front of the house is swarming with zombies, so we opt to exit out the back once more. We then take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the Detroit soundscape. As per usual, the police arrive and they start shooting just about everyone in their line of sight. Thankfully, they don't target me. That's because my character is white. The police force then moves in to clear out this building. They were never heard from again. At this point, there are so many gunshots going off that it feels like I'm in the middle of a war zone instead of a city. Also, what you just witnessed was, in fact, the renowned secret Romanian technique, an ancient art I frequently use to steal people's cars. I then drove up this road until I reached some storage units, where I decided to store my car. This car was never heard from again. Soon after I put my car away, the jets started flying over us. This is a pretty appropriate time to start shitting your pants. After watching a man get eaten to death 4 times in a row, I wandered my way over to a police station, which seemingly was being used as a stronghold for survivors. Soon enough, we reached the gas bombing stage, which gave me an idea. Maybe I wouldn't get hit by the gas bombs if I got to an elevated position. The only problem is that zombies were absolutely swarming every street by now, making it significantly harder to find a place to stay in. This building had its gate broken down by zombies, but you know I have no problem with trespassing, so we promptly made our way in. From up here, the sight of a napalm bombing was actually pretty nice. After about literally 10 minutes, I got bored, so I decided to go back out onto the street. Maybe not my smartest move yet. What I did notice was a burnt chunk of wall, which let me get into the police station. In case you are deaf, there are actually quite a few survivors in here. They're still fighting, but soon enough they will all be dead. As you can see, pretty much every other exit is blocked off with furniture or barricaded off, meaning my only way to get back out is through the hole in the wall. Several holes in the wall. Anyways, I ran all the way back up to my apartment and put some sheets on the windows, as if that would help me whatsoever. You know you're a certified Detroit resident when the most peaceful part of your day only involves a couple of gunshots now and then. All things considered, it was actually pretty peaceful right now, with the lack of jets and bombings and whatnot. Zomboids are absolutely still here though. In fact, there were quite a lot of zomboids. Raven Creek is a big city. Combined with the fact I set the zombie population to 1.5, it got pretty messy when the bombings weren't killing the zombies. In case you didn't know, Project Zomboid is set in America. The game subtly references this by having all the streets covered in garbage. After chilling in a Spiffos and escaping just before it got overrun, I decided to hang out near some military guys, in the hopes that one would die and I could steal their backpack. Unfortunately, they lived. As the day went on, my characters started to get tired, but they also refused to sleep. Me personally, I refused to be a bitch. So instead of hiding indoors for the night, I decided to keep exploring. Eventually, I found myself cornered, with zombies following right behind me. Tired and exhausted, I was sure this was the end. Then I remembered that I'm American. Then I had my life saved by a group of NPCs who rescued me from another group of NPCs. For some reason, I wasn't allowed to sleep with these guys nearby, and they also wouldn't stop following me around. Eventually, I managed to lose them, and I put a couch in front of my apartment's door just so they couldn't get in. And now it's day 2. And I think we all know what happens on day 2. After almost who cares about this run? This run was incredibly boring compared to my previous one. So here's what I'm gonna do. Even though the other run didn't record any audio, I'll just show you the most important highlights. Not because this video isn't 8 minutes long yet or anything. Nope, nothing to do with that. The other run starts pretty much identically, with me in the middle of Raven Creek in the start of the zombie apocalypse. And sure, while this run is just about as interesting as any other run, this story gets a lot better around the halfway mark. As I'm standing near a group of zombies, I get shot by a military aircraft, lodging a bullet into my leg, leaving me with a horrible limp for the rest of the run. But this wasn't even the worst it would get. You see, on this run I completely forgot about the mini nuke on the second day, and believe it or not, walking outside and getting hit with a bomb isn't exactly fun. And while I was in pretty bad condition, I knew my character was a fighter, and that I had to save him somehow. After just barely managing to bandage myself up before dying, I looked around my map for any pink buildings, because pink markings on the map mean medical buildings. Eventually, I arrived at a hospital. I had no idea how many zombies were inside, but if I could get just the right items to patch myself up, I would be absolutely golden. I took the stairs all the way up to the top floor. I fought through a couple more zombies up here, and eventually made it into this room. I then took a calculated risk and decided to heal myself in here, instead of returning to a safer place. And with zombies literally banging on the door as I was healing up, my ability to run returned. After running all the way out of the hospital, the run got substantially less interesting, but this is pretty much what the video was originally gonna be about. Anyways, that's enough for this week. Goodbye.